Hi, I'm Peter Raschuti. Welcome to Out to Lunch. Although the New Orleans economy is booming, one of the criticisms we hear is that the boom is based on tourism and an influx of hipsters who are apparently doing something. But it's difficult to discern exactly what. Now, according to this critique, what's missing in building a strong and sustainable economy is manufacturing. We need to be making stuff. My guests on Out to Lunch today make stuff. Charles Easterling is the CEO and co-founder of Crescent Unmanned Systems. What's an unmanned system? It's an aircraft, otherwise known as a drone. Based out of the NASA facility at Michoud, Charles and his company make the Bravo 300, one of the most advanced unmanned aircrafts available. Charles, welcome to Out to Lunch.
Thank you for having me.
I will tell everybody you are wearing Google glasses, right?
That I am.
This is so cool. My other guest is Charles's neighbor out in the East, based out of the Stennis Technology Park. Craig Harvey is Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Envision Solutions. Envision unmanned craft aren't in the air. They're underwater. They're working for the U.S. Navy and underground, down oil wells. Envision is also involved in a whole range of other technologically sophisticated engineering projects, from tracking birds to flood protection. Craig, welcome to Out to Lunch.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
You've got a lot on your plate these days. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Now, Charles, until recently, we thought of drones as airplanes without a pilot being flown from what looks like a video game console in Nevada somewhere, spying, dropping bombs on people in Afghanistan. Now, Amazon says they're going to use drones to deliver parcels. Now, these kinds of drones look like a combination between a small flying saucer and a helicopter. This is the kind of drone you make. We're hearing about the use of this type of drone for everything from traffic reporting to replacing police cars and high-speed chases to go after criminals. Is this just speculation, or are we really on the brink of a new world of drones?
Well, I think that we absolutely are on the brink of something that's absolutely spectacular. And I think that the announcement that Amazon had the other day is something that's quite significant in approaching what the capabilities of these types of devices are. I think that a lot of folks, when you hear about drone technology, the number one thing that you think of is what's going on, with the war on terror, or kind of a big brother aspect type of constant surveillance state. I think it's very important to understand that there are some really incredible uses for the technology, such as delivering medicine to remote locations in Africa or other countries and other nations. I think that, just looking at the application that Amazon is trying to use it for is something that's interesting. It's a little while away. However, this is really where we see the technology going. A lot more uses, just instead of just intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance.
One of the things I'm reading, Charles, is that Amazon's push is going to help you folks in regard to opening up the airspace for drones. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Sure. So the way that it's worked historically, I think that the FAA was caught off guard initially with the influx of these small aerial systems into the national airspace. So what they did is they issued a blanket prohibition saying that you can't fly unless you go through this process of licensure called the Certificate of Authorization and Waiver. And essentially what that does is it removes and indemnifies the FAA from any major accident that may happen. So when you apply for the Certificate of Authorization and Waiver, there's a very critical look at your system. They make sure that it's safe. They want to make sure that they have the data that supports absolute safe flying in the national airspace, because before there were just no rules. People were flying it at will wherever they wanted, and of course that's a dangerous situation. So by 2015, Congress has mandated that the FAA integrate unmanned aerial systems into the national airspace. And by that time, I believe that the rules will be made. We'll start to see the safe integration of these systems into the national airspace, and they'll be a part of daily life into the future.
And we're doing it here.
Absolutely. We're doing it here in New Orleans, Louisiana.
That is terrific. Now, Craig, Envision Solutions has an amazingly wide range of projects working NASA, the U.S. Navy, piloting underwater unmanned submarines, to the world's only handheld radar device that does a pre-flight test of a fighter plane's radar system. Most of us, frankly, drive by the Michoud and Stennis exits on I-10 and have very little interest or idea of what's really going on over there. But it's amazing. Is that intentional? Is there a certain amount of secrecy about what you do, or do you just too darn busy to get on Facebook and tell the rest of the world about it?
Well, actually, we make a pretty good effort on Facebook and Twitter. but we don't have walk-in customers. So it'd be good.
Honey, I was thinking of getting an unmanned submarine.
Yes, it'd be good if we did. The unmanned vehicles, it's really all tied together with automation and command and control. Almost everything we have has some sort of geospatial component, which is really our roots. We were part of the creation of the geospatial industry in South Mississippi, Louisiana. We're one of about 50 companies that came out of the NASA Commercial Remote Sensing Program, all located within 50 or 60 miles of Stennis.
Now, tell me some of the industries that would use your equipment.
Well, which piece of equipment?
Well, let's see. I know you've got we talk military applications,
Right.
But there's industrial applications.
There absolutely are. We're working on a project right now. We're with a partner company over here. I guess it's off North Shore, Trade Technologies, to build a automated submersible milling machine that goes down an oil pipe. 1,000 feet deep, so it's submersible.